Remembering our face before we were born. A guided meditation allowing you to remember who you are and who God is. By way of background, in the Eastern spiritual traditions, many wisdom teachers offer their students a koan, a challenging question or statement that encourages reflection, leading to a higher state of understanding or awareness about ourselves, God, and life. One koan states, "Show me your original face before you were born." Show me your original face before you were born. This phrase asks us to stretch ourselves towards our real and authentic self, the self we were before we were born. In this process, we transcend our acquired database of thoughts and beliefs. We let go of everything others have told us about God and ourselves. We let go of our own false beliefs, our false face, those beliefs and assumptions about who we think we are and who God is, those mistaken beliefs that only cause us pain and suffering. By recalling our original face before we were born, we experience ourselves as we truly are. We remember our true face, who we were and still are, before we were shaped and crafted by our own life experiences. And we all have an original face, and we can return to that original place, a place of inner peace and well-being as we learn to let go of our false face. To do so, we must remember who we were before we were born. In the following guided meditation, I invite you to let go of your rational thinking minds, which try to wrap themselves around this phrase and so often gets us lost in overthinking. Instead, as we enter into the guided meditation that follows, let your imaginations have their way with you. Let the koan come to life so you can experience the wisdom it offers. Let's begin. Get into a comfortable position. Allow yourself to close your eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths. Just relax. Feel your body. Feel yourself present in this space where you are, here and now. And invite the Holy Spirit to be with you. Imagine there was a moment when the God of love birthed you into creation. In an eternal millisecond, he leaned down, scooped a small clump of earth into his hand, blew divine breath into the heap, and poof, you were born. You were face to face with God. In your imagination, recall what your original face looked like. Was it soft? Innocent? What shape was it? Was it round? Was it filled with a stardust smile? How do you remember your face in that moment, just after you were born? Allow an image of your original face when you were born to arise within your heart. Next, recall what God's face looked like as you sat there for the first time face to face with God. Did the Creator's eyes beam with radiant love? Did joy fill his face as he marveled at who the Creator had just birthed into the universe? Did his face shimmer with pride as he rejoiced in you the unique being he had just brought to life. What does God's face at that moment of your birth, what did it look like? Remember. Let the images of your face and God's face be as concrete or mysterious as they need to be. Let them dance within your heart and imagination. Then imagine, as you sat there face to face with God, that the Creator offered you a choice. On one hand, you could stay there in heaven, live as an angel, helping the Creator encourage people on earth and bringing them God's divine messages. Or, on the other hand, you could take on a human body and go to earth. On earth, God said, you'd enter the school of life. And your sole purpose would be learning how to love yourself, God, and others. And how to bring about more creative love in the universe. Remember that you sat there for a moment and pondered these two options. And after a few minutes, you decided you'd like to experience life on earth as a human. In that moment, the Creator smiled. God needed more people to enter earth and co-create with him, bringing about more love in the world. And in that instant, God wrapped a physical body around your heavenly soul. Imagine what that must have felt like. Remember, God wrapping a human body around your heavenly soul. And then recall, before you set off for the school of life, the Creator reached out and gently touched your heart, and poof, the Creator lit a small flame there in your heart. He told you the light within you was an eternal lamp, connecting your human heart with his divine heart, allowing you to access divine wisdom and guidance whenever you needed to while on earth, so that you and God would always be connected. God living in you, you living in God, in that heart space with the eternal flame, the Holy Spirit God placed within you. Recall, in that moment of birthing, what that eternal flame felt like. How do you imagine you experienced it in that moment when you were born and sat face to face with God? God then kissed you on the forehead. God anointed your body with holy oil as he called you his original blessing and proclaimed, "You are good. You are good. You are divine love." And with those words, God sent you onto earth. As you sit here now in the quiet, sit and savor whatever images rise up within you as you experience remembering your original face, God's original face, when you were first born. Remember these three images. your original face, God's original face, and the light, the holy light, the Creator placed within your heart. Let whatever images rose up in you be as real or as mysterious as they need to be. Savor them. They are in your heart like the taste of delicious tea. Let the images play in you. Let the Creator offer you what you need, and receive whatever images arise as gift. Allow the Creator to etch them into your heart as a sacred place where you and the divine dwell, then and now, for eternity. And know that when you get lost on earth, which we all do, when you get tossed and turned by the noise and chaos of life, your invitation is to leave the distractions of the world, perhaps on a daily basis, perhaps as often as you need, and return to your heart, your inner home, so that you can let that inner light guide you, comfort you, and remind you of your and God's faces, the ones you saw before you were born. Namaste. God is with you.